Tonight at 5, neighbors say they have contacted the city about a water main break that continues to flow down the road, but they haven't seen much progress in getting it fixed. The city of Jackson has chosen to not pay the Entergy bill. We'll tell you why. And a former teacher accused of dragging a student by her hair at a Mississippi high school pleads not guilty.
And with fair skies, we will see one more cold night tonight. In fact, our temperatures will be close to the freezing mark around the metro, but a huge warm up is expected as we go through Friday afternoon and especially the first half of the weekend. We will see a surge of warm and moist air that will lead to a chance of storms Saturday night. We'll tell you about that round of rain coming up in the full forecast that is 11 minutes away.
WJTV 12, getting you answers, starts now.
Breaking news today at 5, a Hinds County jury has found a man accused of killing his pregnant girlfriend not guilty. Ben Hawkins is a free man. He was accused in the January 2013 death of his girlfriend, Darlene Day, and her unborn child. Hawkins testified in his own defense yesterday and this morning. Day was found dead in her bathroom. The coroner said she was strangled. The defense says Day died after having a seizure and falling in the shower. Hawkins was charged with Day's death as well as her unborn child's death. But once again, he has been found not guilty on all counts. We'll bring you reaction to this verdict at 6. Jackson neighbors tell us a water main break has been flowing consistently for 3 days straight. Now, this is the second time a major leak has happened in that same area. They tell WJTV's Terrence Friday that they have contacted the city, but they've not seen any work done.
It's a beautiful day here on Grieve Street. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and the leaves are falling. There's just one problem.
Actually, I've called 3 times this week.
With 2 City of Jackson Public Works Department signs on each side, a pipe is overflowing with water, leading to frustrations running high for the people who own homes in this neighborhood.
We all need to gather together and go to City Hall and sit on the steps and have them live like this.
The water's bubbling over near the 3900 block of Greaves and snakes its way down the entire length of the street, forming a makeshift lake several feet away on the State Street side.
I have not seen a worker truck or nothing, and you can't help but miss the river that's going in the gutters down here. It's got State Street, big old puddle.
It's sad to say, but it's normal. It's normal, you know. But my thing is, in Jackson, if something like this happened, no city trucks around here.
Now, one of the homeowners we talked to says she reported this problem to the city Monday. Since then, we can't tell you exactly how much water has spilled out, but to put it in perspective, we can show you that within a matter of seconds, this 1-gallon pitcher is pretty much full.
We're not properly staffed to handle these types of situations.
Something needs to change.
Something gonna have to change.
Now, the cold weather does have something to do with it, but that's not the only thing. I mean, you and I both know that warm weather, we're dealing with this.
In Jackson, Terrence Friday, WJTV 12.
The city says they are aware of the problem. They have a crew in place now to make repairs, and they hope to have this problem fixed today. We'll be sure to follow up. In other news, the city of Jackson has a $429,000 power bill, and they aren't paying it. At least for right now, they aren't. WJTV's Mallory Pullen joins us live to explain. Mallory, what's up?
Well, Melanie, the council voted Tuesday evening to table a motion that would have paid Entergy. Councilman Kenny Stokes says he doesn't want to pay the bill until all street lights are repaired. He pointed to Martin Luther King Jr. Street in his ward. Stokes claims Entergy, who contracts with B&B Electrical to fix the street lights, only repaired part of the lights in that area. The city has a contract with Entergy that requires all repairs to be made in 3 days once reported.
Right now, we have 9 that have not been repaired of the 89 that have been reported to us since December 1. But we're going to work with the city to see if there are others. There may be others that were not reported to us, and work to get to the bottom of this and get it resolved to everyone's satisfaction.
Now, we asked Entergy spokeswoman Mara Hartman what the consequence is for not paying a bill. She says she's not sure. Well, coming up at 6, we take a closer look at the city's refusal to pay. Melanie, back to you.
Thank you, Mallory. A federal jury has found Dylan Roof guilty on all 33 counts in the racially motivated shooting of 9 black church members in South Carolina. The jury took less than 2 hours to reach the verdict today. Jurors convicted Roof of hate crimes, obstruction of religion, and weapons charges. The shooting happened last year in Charleston. Next, for this same jury, they're going to have to decide if Roof will face life in prison or get the death penalty. Just moments after being convicted, Roof told the judge again that he wants to represent himself as prosecutors seek a death sentence. The penalty phase starts January 3rd. A former Greenville teacher accused of dragging a student by her hair pleads not guilty. Linda Winters Johnson made her plea earlier this week of not guilty to abusing a vulnerable person. This is the video that has shocked many people. It appears to show Johnson dragging a female student by her hair at Greenville High School. The incident happened in September. Johnson earlier told a state education panel that she's not perfect and she made a mistake. She has been fired and barred from teaching for 12 years. A community coffee delivery truck catches on fire in the capital city. This is that truck on I-55 near the old Chuck E. Cheese location. As you can see, a lot of smoke was coming from that truck as firefighters put out the flames this afternoon. No word on what caused the fire or if anyone was injured. And Jackson Fire responded to Callaway High School today because of a small fire in a classroom. The department says the fire was out when firefighters got there. We're told they made sure the fire was completely out and a fire investigator is working to figure out just what started it. Jackson Public Schools says it started from a heater. The district tells us no students or staff were hurt, and students, in fact, were at lunch at the time. Macomb police are investigating a missing person report that was filed yesterday. This is Chinwendu Anzia. He also goes by Kai. Macomb police say he was last seen Tuesday morning in a beige 2006 Toyota Corolla. We're told Anazai was headed to Colin Community College to attend a campus event. Authorities say his family has not had any contact with him since he left. The tag for that Corolla that Anazai was driving is PKA 332. Contact Macomb police if you see him or know where he could be. Mississippi tax collections are apparently below the original estimate for the month. We're told collections were down 8.8%, which is a shortfall of $35.2 million. The numbers were compiled by the Legislative Budget Office Collections, and they say that it has been somewhat sluggish for a while. Through November, the first 5 months of the current state budget year, collections were 2.5% below the amount collected during the same period last year. That's a decrease of $50.9 million. The commute for drivers in Rankin County is a little easier after upgrades are made to a major roadway. WJTV's Nate Holmes was at the ribbon cutting for the expansion of Highway 471. And she tells us driver safety was a big reason for this project.
The barricades are piled up, ready to be hauled off, and construction on Highway 471 is finally complete.
This was a major construction project for us. During the school year, it was always a problem, but we worked through it. Our residents have long needed this for many, many years.
1, 2, 3. All right.
The Mississippi Department of Transportation held a ribbon cutting for the completed highway Thursday morning. Transportation Commissioner Dick Hall says crews finished construction faster than expected.
It was budgeted to take some $37.5 million, but we finished a little under budget.
Construction was done between Highway 80 and Grants Ferry Road. The highway has been expanded to 4 lanes with the addition of a turning lane and upgraded traffic signals.
That connects the northern part of the county to the southern part in a safe way, and that's the one weakness that Rankin County has. It doesn't have good transportation corridors running north and south.
A railroad near Depot Street was one of the biggest safety concerns.
And that grade railroad crossing, where it actually had fatalities before, this does away with it. We put a bridge over that railroad now.
Always was a bottleneck, very unsafe. You had an older highway bed that didn't have shoulders on it, so if there was an automobile problem, there was nowhere to pull off.
Mayor Butch Lee says he uses the highway often and is happy with the upgrades.
It's a godsend. Merry Christmas, Brandon, Mississippi.
Nate Holmes, WJTV 12.
Commissioner Hall says he is now working to get the funds to expand the roadway to Highway 25. Now, let's get a quick look at traffic. This is I-55 north at Pearl River. At the Pearl River, looks like everything moving slowly here. We'll keep an eye on traffic and let you know if anything pops up. A church group filled with 4- and 5-year-olds is buying dozens of goats for families in Haiti who have been hurt by Hurricane Matthew. The children at Vicksburg's First Baptist Church started gathering donations, thinking they'd be able to buy a few goats. A church member says, though, the effort has grown to where they're now going to be able to buy 60 goats. Families in Haiti lost a lot of livestock due to the hurricane. Goats are used there as people's livelihood to make cheese and milk.
Our church, we try to promote missions to reach people and to share the love of Christ, and then to see children to be able to participate in that is just really exciting for us.
And Thompson tells us they were able to raise about $2,500, and each goat costs $50. Now, let's send it over to Ken for a check of the weather.
All right, looks like we're going to see another cold night tonight. Fair skies, freezing temperatures by tomorrow morning. But tonight, it's going to be the last cold night because we will see a surge of warm and moist air starting Friday afternoon through the first half of the weekend. Of course, that's going to lead to a round of storms Saturday night and then a big drop in the temperature for the second half of the weekend. So looks like some big changes headed our way. You'll see that 8-day forecast coming up next. You're watching WJTV 12. Well, tonight we will see fair skies, freezing temperatures across central Mississippi thanks to this weather maker, this high pressure that just represents a big chunk of cold air settling in over the eastern half of the country. Now, you see the clouds back here to the west. Those will quickly move in tomorrow through the weekend, and that's going to lead to our next chance of rain coming Saturday night. So here's a look at Live Eye Max 12. No rain out there right now, just a few high-level clouds during the day today. That's why we're expecting fair and not clear skies overnight tonight. You see those clouds right there as the sun is going down over the capital city. Beautiful shot here. Still fairly dry out there. Temperatures are in the mid-40s. The dew point's at 20 degrees. The relative humidity still in the 30% range with a north wind at about 7 miles per hour. So, yeah, a cold night for tonight. Temperatures will be dropping through the 30s this evening to about that freezing mark by tomorrow morning. Still mostly sunny skies to start your day Friday, but we are going to see those clouds increasing as we go through the day, and our winds will be shifting it to the southeast. So it may be a cold start, in fact, freezing or below from I-20 and points north. But watch what happens during the day tomorrow. We're going to warm up a good 30 degrees, mainly thanks to that southerly breeze, because we're not going to see as much sunshine tomorrow as we had today with those clouds increasing, but we're still going to make it into the upper 50s to low 60s for highs across our area. And that's because this weather maker, this high pressure, is going to move off to the east of us. The winds around that will start to blow in from the south, and that's going to make a surge of warm, moist air flow across the state of Mississippi, and that will feed into this developing storm system back out to our west. Of course, as this cold front moves into that warm and moist air, then you see those showers and thunderstorms that will start to develop late Saturday. So I actually think most of the day Saturday is going to be okay. We could even see a little bit of sun early in the day, but as we go through the day and this front gets closer, of course, those storms will develop and move in our direction. Here's the time frame of the clouds. They will be surging northward as we go through the day, let's say Friday afternoon, and then as we head into the day Saturday, there you go. We could see spotty showers during the day with those storms coming in Saturday night through early Sunday morning. And as the storms move through, we'll see a huge drop in the temperature. Now, tonight, temperatures are going to drop to near the freezing mark with the fair skies. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, strong southeast breeze, your high temperature at 61 degrees. Look at Saturday. We're going to make it into the mid to even upper 70s. But then, of course, we see those storms come in. Anytime this time of the year it gets warm and muggy like that, you know there's going to be a chance of strong to severe storms, and that'll be the case through Sunday morning. And look at the huge drop from upper 70s to upper 30s to low 40s during the day Sunday. Then as we go through the rest of next week, it'll stay chilly with slight chances of rain through the middle of next week. Melanie, over to you.
Thank you, Ken. Colorful sports sideline reporter Craig Sager has passed away. We'll take a look back at some of his bright looks and what others are saying about him. Stay with us. Veteran sideline sports reporter Craig Sager, best known for his colorful wardrobe, has died after battling cancer. He died just days after being inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Andy Scholes reports.
For over 40 years, Craig Sager reported sports in style, and a unique style it was.
The course record was broken Saturday.
Sager joined CNN in 1981, reporting from various sporting events and serving as a host for CNN Sports Tonight. He would later move on to Turner Sports, becoming a regular on the NBA sidelines, reporting in his colorful suits.
You take this and you burn it.
There's not any part I can keep?
No, nothing.
You know, I didn't recognize you right away. I thought you were the Good Humor ice cream man.
It's a nice suit you got on there. Easter passed, though. Easter already went by.
In the spring of 2014, Sager was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia and had to take a break from work while undergoing treatment. But 11 months after his diagnosis, Sager did make it back to the court, and his longtime friend and Spurs coach, Greg Popovich, welcomed him back.
I got to honestly tell you, this is the first time I've enjoyed doing this ridiculous interview we're required to do, and it's because you're here and you're back with us. Welcome back, baby.
Unfortunately, last March, Sager announced that his leukemia was no longer in remission. But that didn't stop Craig. He kept working, he landed on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and for the first time in his career, he reported at the NBA Finals.
How in the hell you go 30-plus years without getting a finals game? That don't make no sense. But I'm happy to see you, man.
In September, Sager received a rare third bone marrow transplant at MD Anderson Hospital in Houston. His wife was ill and could not be by his side, so Charles Barkley, who had recently had hip replacement surgery against his own doctor's orders, flew from Phoenix to Houston to be with Sager.
When you go visit Sager, you're like, are we sure this dude got cancer? He is the most positive person I've ever met in my life. And to go through what he's going through with that attitude has been amazing.
In July, Sager was presented with the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance at the ESPYs. He delivered an emotional speech reminding everyone to always have hope and faith.
I will continue to keep fighting, sucking the marrow out of life as life sucks the marrow out of me. I will live my life full of love and full of fun. It's the only way I know how.
Craig Sager is survived by his wife Stacy and 5 children. He was 65 years old. Most of the food in your refrigerator has a date on it, but many times the labels use different language and it's not always clear what they mean. Well, an advocacy group says 9 out of 10 Americans find the dates confusing, and that causes them to throw out thousands of dollars worth of food every year. As Marley Hall reports, there's an effort to change that.
Just about every packaged product in the grocery store has a date on it. Some say best by, use by, or sell by.
Here's just a date with no words.
Sasha Stashwick with the National Resource Defense Council says 9 out of 10 shoppers are confused by the different dates.
The average family is actually throwing away about $1,500 a year in food that's perfectly good to eat.
To clear up the confusion, the U.S. Department of Agriculture now wants just one label: best if used by. It's asking egg, meat, and dairy manufacturers to use it. The Grocery Manufacturers Association would not say if they plan to adopt the label, but they did tell us the food and consumer products industry is committed to providing consumers with the information they need to make informed decisions regarding the safety and quality of the products they purchase and consume. Stashwick says current labels and the new best if used by stamp are not an expiration date.
Typically, those dates are just a manufacturer's best guess at when that food will be at its peak quality. They're really not an indicator about the safety of the food.
She says many foods, if stored properly, can last longer. Milk, at least a week past the printed date. Eggs can still be good 3 to 5 weeks after you buy them.
2017.
Shopper Debbie Telson uses her own senses to determine if something's gone bad.
By smell, of course, you look inside the container, and if it starts getting moldy, guess what? It's time to throw it out.
That cuts down on food waste and saves her money. Marley Hall, WJTV 12.
The USDA did not say when the new labels might be in use. Congress is currently working on legislation that would mandate a universal label for all foods. Stay with us. We're back right after this break.
We're going to see a big change over the upcoming weekend. Warm and muggy Saturday, then Saturday night. A storm moves through into early Sunday morning. That's really going to cool us down. Look at Sunday. It's going to be kind of a nasty day. Wet all day with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. Next week, not as bad as we thought. Still some rain, but slight chances. Temperatures slowly warming up.
All right. Thank you, Ken. And thank you for watching WJTV 12 today at 5. We'll be back in 30 minutes for WJTV at 6. Good night, everyone.